Good morning. Happy day after Christmas. I'm gonna wait just a couple of seconds for people to hop on. Actually, probably not gonna wait for people to hop on because it is 8:30 in the morning on the day after Christmas. So I think a lot of people are probably still sleeping. But let me see. That's weird. It's not letting me share this. That's fine. I will share it into the groups after I'm done. So this is something that I had to give myself this pep talk a few years ago. And I feel like some of you are probably in the same place I was just a few years ago. So that is, yesterday was Christmas. So either you had an amazing Christmas, you were able to spoil your family, you were able to spoil other people, you ended the day just feeling so grateful and so blessed. You had everything you needed and way more that you didn't need, that you just wanted. That's an awesome feeling. And I'll be honest, that's how we were yesterday. Yesterday is probably the second year that I've really felt like that. And this training or this live or whatever you want to call this, I guess it is going to be kind of a training. It's going to be a little bit of tough love. My red doesn't come out very much with you guys, but I am very dominantly red. I do want to preface this by saying, if you are someone who you're in this business for the friends and the freedom and just the community, like, this isn't for you. This is probably not something that is really going to fill your bucket. But if you're in this business because you say, okay, I want to make a large income long term, but I'm not. You're the ones I'm talking to right now. And again, that was me a few years ago. So this isn't for everybody, and that's okay. And if you're just in this to make a few $100s a month, maybe your husband is the dominant breadwinner and you had an amazing Christmas yesterday, not because of It Works, but just because your husband has a phenomenal job, or maybe you have a phenomenal job. That's not why you're in this. It's just for extra money. That's okay. Like, everyone, this network marketing is not for everyone. I tell people that all the time. This is not something that I think everyone should do, and it's the avenue for every single person that wants extra money. But if you've decided that this is your avenue and this is the avenue God brought, then this is for you. Because some of y'all are not utilizing the tool that God has given you in this business simply because you're just not. So some of you had an amazing Christmas yesterday, and I know a lot of you did because a lot of you text me about it. I had several text messages yesterday just talking about how grateful you were for It Works and for this business coming into your life when it did, because of all the awesome things you got to do with your family. I was talking to Kim Kane yesterday because she posted pictures. If you don't know who that is, it's the triple diamond in the company. She literally is amazing. Her Facebook, I think, is just Kimberly Kane. But I would go follow her. Like, the girl she's awesome. She had posted a picture of her husband wrapping up some Legos. And I text her, I was like, can we just take a minute and, like, be extra grateful for It Works? Because I know Legos aren't cheap. My daughter is still going through a Lego phase. She's not as big into it yet. She's kind of dabbling in it. But one little freaking set of Legos was like $20 some if you like actually get the Lego brand. And it doesn't make that much. It makes like a little toy. My daughter's into Barbies right now. Barbies are another thing that are very expensive if you actually get the Barbie brand. And she wants the Barbie brand. So when I took a picture of her toys yesterday, because my mom had asked me to take pictures of all, like, as she was opening all of her gifts, and I was like, Mom, there's a lot. Like, I'm not taking a picture of every single thing. Oh, I just want to see what she got and how she liked it. I was like, Mom, no. I was like, what I'll do is after she's all done, I'll take a picture of all of it together and I'll tag you in it. And that's what I did. But I was looking at the picture, I was like, dang, there's like hundreds of dollars worth of Barbies, just Barbies, because they're freaking expensive. So I told Kim, I was like, listen, I'm just saying, if it weren't for It Works, my kid would be getting whatever the dollar store Barbie is, because I would not be spending $10 and $20 each Barbie set. And y'all, if you're there, Or if that's what you prefer, I'm not knocking it. I'm saying, I know me personally, I wanted to get her some actual Barbies, and without this business, I would not have been able to afford many of them. She would have gotten a lot of knockoffs. Same with Legos. I know Dollar Store has like Legos too. But we were just talking about how thankful and how blessed we are with this business because it allowed us to spoil our kids more than they needed to be, right? Like, no one needs hundreds of dollars of Barbies. Nobody needs 17 Lego sets, which I don't think her kids got 17, but I'm just throwing it out there, whatever the number in my head is. So maybe that was you yesterday, and you're one of the people that you've been working your business so freaking hard, and you got to sit back and kind of just yesterday and bask in your hard work, so to speak. Second type of Christmas that was had yesterday was the one that was so-so, right? Like, you had toys under the tree for your kids. And guys, I say for your kids all the time. I'm a mom. That's kind of what got me into this business, was because I wanted to not have my daughter in daycare all the time. A whole story for a whole nother time. But I relate to moms. So if you're not a mom, fill in the blank. You had presents under your tree for XYZ, your dog or whatever. But you're feeling the pressure of that today, right? Like, you probably spent a little bit more than you should have. Maybe you put it on a credit card. Maybe you're going to be playing catch up a little bit at work to kind of put that money back in your bank account real quick and hope an emergency doesn't happen before then. We were there. We did that for a couple of years. Not the credit card. My husband would have shot me if I ever put Christmas on a credit card. Thankfully, because I'm the personality, it's like, oh, swipe now, pay later. Dumb, but that's my personality. But we have definitely been to where we felt it the next day. You almost have like that buyer's remorse of, I think I spent a little, like, you look at your bank account the day after Christmas and you're like, so can I come in for some overtime for the next 17 years? I had a post pop up in my memories this morning when I was going through my memories and commenting on them. And it was a post 3 or 4 years ago, I think. And it talked about how my husband got called to work this morning. And I don't remember the frame of mind I was in when I posted it. I know he didn't just get called to work, though. The job he was working 4 years ago didn't just call him to work the day after Christmas. I guarantee what it was is my husband had already put in for, hey, any extra overtime, text me and I'll come work it. And it happened to be the day after Christmas that the overtime was needed. Because I was talking about how I was sitting and watching a movie The Glory. And guys, again, spot number 2 is not awful, right? Like, a little uncomfortable, but, you know. But I can tell you it's so much nicer waking up this morning and knowing that I'm going to be able to leisurely hang out with my husband and hang out with my kid, clean my freaking house because it looks like a tornado hit it, do a little bit of work, catch up on life. I spent all day yesterday doing my bullet journal. I gotta show you all this. I'm gonna go through it later. I won't show it all right now. But pretty excited about this month's theme because my daughter loves Frozen, so I kind of took the inspiration from her. And then I've got a page for my pictures. And I'm excited because I've got my page set up for my goals, for, well, my dream board, basically. I do them 90 days at a time. So, pretty excited about that. But yeah, I was able to, like, guilt-free. I spent probably 4.5, 5 hours setting that up yesterday for the entire month because I like doing it. It's fun. Like, it's something that I enjoy. And I was guilt-free. You know, I didn't need to be working. I didn't need to be doing anything else because I put in my time. Like, I've been working my butt off all month to be able to have those days of, like, doing what I want. The third Christmas that some of y'all had yesterday, I guarantee at least somebody watching this had this. And guys, I distinctly remember this Christmas 4 years ago. And was it 4? Yeah, it would have been 4 years. No. I don't remember. I've been in the business for almost 5. So, 2016? Yeah, because I joined in April of 2016. This would have been December of 2016. So I guess the overtime one was 3 years ago. That makes sense. So this is the Christmas. Why is it called a bullet journal? Is it just lined journaling? Bullet journaling, I don't really know why it's called bullet journaling, to be honest with you. But I have a video, I'll drop it in the comments, that kind of talks. Let me make a note because I will not remember that. There I go through like the basics of journaling, and you're welcome to watch it. For the third Christmas though, and again, this is why I really got serious about this business. You're the ones who you didn't have much under the tree yesterday. And guys, Christmas isn't about presents. I don't want anyone to think that that's what this is about. But as a mom, how many of y'all know that if you don't have presents for your kids, you feel some kind of way inside? We all know it's not about the presents, but we still feel like crap if we can't provide it for our kids. Or even just for our spouse, right? Like if you really are that broke that you don't have Christmas and you don't have many decorations and you can't love on other people through gift giving, it just makes you feel like crap. So I get it. It's not the reason for Christmas, but it definitely is something that not being able to have that does make you feel a little in the gutter. So yeah, some of y'all didn't have much for Christmas yesterday, and you are ready to give up on this business because it is not working for you. And again, this is where my red's gonna come out. Guys, 4 years ago, I'm not exaggerating here, like my husband and I talked about this last night and how grateful we were. So 4 years ago was Glory, that's not right, my daughter's 6. It had to have been 5 years ago. I think I'm getting my gears mixed up. I don't honestly know. It had to have been 5 years ago. It was my daughter's first Christmas. And we had no money. Not at all. Now, I had already been in this business for almost 8 months. No, I hadn't. I had been watching somebody do this business for almost 8 months. That's what it was. Like, I'm literally, because my daughter was born in 2014. So this would have been Christmas 2014. I didn't join until April of 2016. So that kind of, I'm going to tell it myself here in a minute, because I had been watching somebody for a few months already. Almost, I don't know how many months, a few months. We had $5 to our name for Christmas. $5, guys, for each of us. Like we set a $5 limit. So literally, he bought me a little thing of my favorite candies and made me a homemade card, which I wish I would have brought that on here. He better not throw it away. I'll smack him. Like every year, he tells me he's going to throw that card away, and I'm going to keep that card until the day that we die, because my husband's not crafty at all. It literally looks like a first grader made it. I'm not even lying. But it was the sweetest thing ever, because he took time to make it, did something he hates doing because he knows that I am sentimental and I like it. And then I made him a box card. So basically, sorry guys, I don't know. My allergies are like so awful this morning. It was a giant present looking like 3D box that I made completely out of paper that I had around my house, because I'm huge into like crafting and card making, so I had all that stuff. I put a little bow on it, and then on the inside I had a package of his favorite, I think they were like chocolate covered peanuts or something from Albany's Candy Factory. And we had nothing for our daughter. Now, she was 4 months old. She don't remember. But as mom, that sucked. I did not like that feeling at all. And that is when I was like, and the girl that I signed up with, she's posting pictures of her, she only had one kid at the time, of her kid getting these presents and the family fun things they were doing leading up to Christmas. And I was like, we are so freaking broke. Now, again, if y'all know my story, we weren't broke as in like all of our bills were paid. We both had decent jobs. We had taken a trip that year unexpectedly to Texas for my brother-in-law's wedding, so that ate up a decent amount of money. We were one of those families that didn't have a whole lot in savings. We had what we needed, but if an emergency or something unexpected, because I wouldn't say a wedding is an emergency, but it was an unexpected expense, and we still did it pretty cheap. Like we drove our own car, so we didn't have to pay a rental car. We stayed in a hotel that wasn't that awesome. Pretty much everything was paid for when we were there because it was the wedding. So we had like the rehearsal dinner and like all the cool little things. So we spent a little bit. We didn't spend a lot. We probably spent $500 on the trip. But that was the only $500 we had. Like, we didn't have any money saved up. So that was, you know. And we only were there for like 2 or 3 days because we didn't have money to stay longer than that. It was in San Antonio, guys. If it would happen now, we'd be staying there for like a week and seeing like the Riverwalk and all that cool stuff. So, but we just didn't have the extra. Like, we weren't going to put it on a credit card. We weren't going to go into debt for Christmas, right? So we chose to not really celebrate Christmas. Now, we celebrated it. Like, we had some food and we watched Christmas movies and we made the memories. But, you know, right? Like, most of y'all know that feeling of, it just doesn't feel like Christmas. Some of y'all had that this year. Now, for me, that was my choice and my fault because I had said no to this business for a little bit before that point. Then I waited a whole year, still said no to this. So that was 2014. Christmas 2015 was better because we just didn't have any unexpected, but it was still like a so-so. It was, you know, you bought a little bit, didn't feel great about it the next day, but you went back to work and you figured it out. Then I joined in April 2016. December of 2016, again, so. Didn't have a lot, but we always did with what we had, right? But that year, I remember my upline posting pictures, and the one thing, my daughter would have been, I guess, 2. Yeah, 2 in a few months. So one thing that I really wanted to get her was Leapfrog. Like, they have this iPad looking thing. I don't know what it's called. I never bought it because I couldn't afford it. The whole system, I had priced it out, was about $200 for the system and all the books because I really wanted to get her an early start into Head Start, and I thought it would be a fun way to do that, or preschool, or whatever y'all call it. We didn't have the money. Yeah, and sometimes that is how you feel. We didn't have the money. I'd already been in this business for 8 months. Realistically, I should have been able to afford a $200 gift for my kid if I would have applied myself and actually worked the business. And we're going to talk about that in a second. And my enroller posted about this $200 gift she bought for her kid. She didn't say it was $200, but it was. Like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember the feeling. And I remember knowing, like, oh, wow. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome to be able to do that. And then I was like, Tanya, you have this business. You've had this business for 8 months. And you're still the same place that you were 8 months ago. Now, for me, 100% was my fault. And I'm going to go into that in a second. But that also reminds me, I was on Instagram last night, or 2 nights ago. And this girl that I'm friends with, she is on her stories literally bawling her eyes out because she cannot afford Christmas for her kid. She had like 4 or 5 things under the tree. And again, it's not about presents, guys. Like, that's not what I want you to take away from this. But as moms, we like to be able to give back to our families. And she's bawling her eyes out. And talking about how she just, you know, she knew it wasn't about presents, but she just always had tried to give her daughter like a big Christmas. And this year just didn't happen. And like their car got repoed this year. She's also somebody who speaks out avidly against network marketing. Guys, she's choosing to stay in the place that she's staying. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to out her or anything like that. I like her. I think that she's a good person. I think she's a little closed-minded. And she hides under the, I'm educated. When in reality, she hides under the income disclosure statement. That's what she hides under. And I'm going to drop the income disclosure video that I did because I think that's something that y'all should all watch. Because what people love to say is, well, 99% of people don't make money. First off, hi. Do you want to say hi? Guys, it's like 9 here. My kid's just getting up. We had a late night last night. Mwah. All right, sit over there and do something, or... Yes, but you gotta take those clothes off of your nails. Yeah. She's not using her nail polish in her new pajamas. So you might need to wait a little bit, okay? So, anyways, and it works. 85% of people are not past distributor level. That doesn't mean they're not making money. That means they're not past distributor level. And that's what a lot of people like to say is, oh, 99% of people don't make money. No, 99% of people may not make a lot of money. Can you shut the door? But that's their choice. And that's kind of what I'm going to go into right now. And that's what I'm going to, again, watch the income disclosure video. I just think it answers a lot of questions on that. But instead of looking at the facts, she kind of skews them. She's been in a couple network marketing companies. She quit all of them. They quote unquote failed her. She failed herself. She didn't work. She didn't work like she should have. Or it could be that she was in one that didn't have systems set up. I sold makeup at one point. Like, I get it. Sometimes you are in one that doesn't have a system set up. But guys, we have host to post. I promise you, if you get that system down, you will sign customers left and right. Customers are the bread and butter of our business. That's how we make our money. So if you had a bad Christmas or a so-so Christmas, I'm going to tell you, or I want you to ask yourself, was it your fault? You don't have to answer, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share 3 ways with you that it is absolutely your fault. And then I'm going to share 2 ways with you that it's not your fault. Because some of you, it really isn't your fault, and I'm going to share that. But if you've been in this business, I would say for more than 6 months, and you still had a crappy Christmas yesterday, unless you were like tens of thousands of dollars in debt, and you're paying that off first. Like, I get it, priorities, I'm not talking to you. But if you're someone who you started this just a normal person, I guess. One, if you're not coachable. Guys, some of you, I have asked you for screenshots multiple times, and I still haven't gotten them, and it's been months. So don't come to me and tell me, well, I'm just not making any money. Well, of course you're not. You don't even know what you're doing wrong because I can't help you because you're not coachable. 2, you're with more than one company. Guys, I've said it over and over again. I don't knock on any other network marketing companies. However, if you're in more than one company and you're posting about more than one company's product, 1, you're never going to build a team because people see that. No one wants to join you when you don't even know what you want to be all in with. You have your foot in like 7 different companies. Why would I trust you to join whatever one you're talking to me about? You don't even believe in it enough to be with it. Like, if you believed in it enough, you wouldn't be in multiple companies. 2, your host to posts aren't going to work as well. Because you're posting about a product, they're going back to your page and they're seeing all these different spammy pictures all over your page. They're like, yeah, she's trying to sell me some kind of snake oil. I don't want any of this. And they're not going to comment. Or they're going to comment and never respond back to you. They don't trust you because you don't trust the company that you're with enough to be with that company. But the other reason that host to posts don't work as well when you're with more than one company is you don't have the time. Your time is split between all your different companies. You're not going to make any money in any of them. Now, when I say any money, you may make $100 or $200 a month. I'm not saying you're like going to make pennies or you're going to lose money. It's not hard to make a couple $100s a month just by selling a few things here and there. But you're not going to make any long-term money. I want to share with you because there are multiple different network marketing companies, and you guys already know I'm a green. If there was a company with a better comp plan, I would be there. I'm not loyal to Mark. I'm not loyal to It Works. I'm loyal to my family. And I've checked up, like, anytime now, obviously, if a new company pops up that has a great comp plan, no, because you're so new, like, you may not be around for another 3 years. You also got to look at sustainability. Now, I haven't found any new ones that have a better comp plan. I'm just saying, like, don't think I'm going to run and jump to the next shiny thing either. But if a sustainable company was here that had a better comp plan, I would be there, guys. Like, again, I'm not loyal to the company. I'm not loyal to Mark. I'm loyal to my family. I'm working this because it brings in the most money for my family, period. Now, there are other companies that I like their product. Now, I'm going to talk about one because it seems to be a popular one for stay-at-home moms, and that's Scentsy. Guys, I love the Scentsy stuff. I think their products are cute. I don't like how they pay their distributors. And since he's one of those that they are great for short-term money, they make you feel like you are more successful than you are because you're getting paid, boom, 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 on your individual little sales. And so the money's going back in your pocket, even though you're paying for the samples to send out. And sometimes you're paying for the stuff and then you're turning around selling it. So you're not even profiting most of what you're keeping. But it's instant gratification. Where it works is one that you don't see the money right up front for a little bit, but then it has the long-term money. And just to kind of show that, I have both of their income disclosure statements. You can look them up yourself. The top people in Scentsy making $100,000 a year. Guys, that's a top rank. The one right below them, it was under $20,000 for the entire year. It's a pretty big jump. Most people don't make it to the tippy top of a company. I'm not at the top of the company. Now, in It Works, the top people are making a couple $100,000 a month. Okay, the ones underneath them are making $25,000 to $30,000 a month. And just one last comparison, Scentsy, people at my rank are making $2,000 to $3,000 a year. Guys at my rank in It Works, the average is I think $1,800 or $1,900 a month. And I can tell you in all of 2020, most months I made double, if not close to triple that amount. So you're not comparing apples to apples. You're literally comparing apples to, I don't know, raisins, something a lot smaller. So again, I'm not hating on, and that's just one company. There's so many others I go into, but that seems to be one that's pretty popular. So if you are dabbling in all these different companies, don't ask yourself why you're not making money. That is why you're not making money. And I've said that multiple times. I don't shun anyone who's doing that. Go work multiple companies. I don't care. Like, you are welcome here regardless of what your side jobs are. However, don't come to me complaining that you're not making money because you're the reason you're not making money. You don't believe enough in this company to go all in, and it shows all over your Facebook page. And the third reason that, yes, it is absolutely your fault that you had a crappy Christmas yesterday is you're not present. Guys, we had a bingo Zoom. Was it a month ago now? I don't know, a few weeks ago maybe. We had a bingo Zoom. 5 of y'all could not figure out how to get on the Zoom and turn your videos on. 5. And all of you guys were not new distributors. You'd been in this company for at least 6 months. Shame on you if you don't know how to use Zoom and you've been on this company in 6 months, in this company for 6 months. We have Zooms daily. And I'm not saying you should be hopping on all of them daily, but you should be hopping on at least one a week and catching replays of other ones while you're getting dressed or doing dishes or in the car or whatever. So 100% your fault. So if you had a bad Christmas yesterday, yes, it's your fault if you're not coachable. Still waiting on screenshots from a lot of you guys. Yes, it's your fault if you're in more than one company. And yes, it's your fault if you're not showing up, guys. You have to show up for this to work for you. Now, it's not your fault. Maybe you had a crappy Christmas yesterday. You have been in the company for more than 6 months, but you are coachable. You started with a very small network. You are sending me screenshots anytime I ask for them, and sometimes when I don't, right? Like, take the initiative. You're learning the systems. You're getting on the trainings. You're listening to other people. And by the way, not only are you working with me one-on-one, but you're listening to other leaders and you're getting training from other people via YouTube or Zoom recordings or whatever. The system does take a while to learn, especially if you come into this and you are behind the curve like I was. I had no network. I had a lot of sales experience, which is actually a bad thing in this business because this isn't a sales business. So the more sales experience you have, the worse you're going to be learning how to do marketing because your brain isn't trained for that. Those are really the two biggest things. Now, I wasn't coachable in the beginning, but as far as behind the curve, like, I had a very small network. I'd already exhausted it for another network marketing company that I lost a lot of money, a lot of friends, the horror stories I can tell you Like, literally, I quit because my upline got booted out of the company because it turned out she was stealing her roommate's rent money to fund her makeup business. Yeah. So I can tell you horror stories. Now, the other way, it's not your fault. Again, you've been in for more than 6 months, had a crappy Christmas yesterday. You're learning the systems. Guys, it takes time. Don't tell anyone this is a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to work. And some of y'all have to work a little bit more than others because you started with a smaller network than everybody else did. Again, I'll raise my hand on that one. I was there. But you are making it a priority. You are showing up, and I'm not saying you can't have other hobbies, guys. Again, I do bullet journaling. When I talk about, oh, you can't be in other companies and really make money with this, I'm not talking about if you're doing your own thing. Some of y'all make like tumblers and beaded bracelets and that kind of stuff. Now, yes, you are dividing your time, but you can also use that and make that part of your brand. So it's a double-edged sword. You got to be careful with it. I could spend weeks bullet journaling and not work. And I don't, because that's not making me money right now. But eventually, I'm going to monetize that. For the last 6 months, I've been doing homeschool consulting, and I've been monetizing that. So the better, now I would suggest focus on this first, because once you get the systems down, you can use those systems to funnel into your other business as well. And again, I'm saying other business like you doing something, not you joining another company. That's not another business. I don't look at you joined It Works, you bought a starter kit, you're a business owner. You're not. Now, once you build something within It Works, yes, you're a business owner because that's your organization that you're building. But just because you bought a starter kit, you're not a business owner. So just buying a starter kit for another company doesn't make you owning 2 businesses. All you did is you bought multiple starter kits. Does that make sense? Like, and I'm not trying to be harsh. I think in It Works, you can become a business owner because a lot of that is mindset and showing up as a CEO of your own company. Some of y'all are showing up as a minimum wage, $7 an hour worker and expecting CEO pay, and you're not going to get that with that type of mentality. So, again, I understand this business is very slow starting off for some people. Some people also catch on to the systems faster. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you're showing up and you're consistent and you are coachable and you're present and you're getting on the Zooms and doing everything that you honestly need to be doing, then no, it wasn't your fault that you had a bad Christmas yesterday. You are in a season of life that kind of sucks, and I'm sorry. Most of us, I won't say we all, most of us have gone through them. But I would say 95% of people that are in that season chose to be there you're in this business and you're not utilizing it. You're not coachable. You're not working one-on-one with anybody. You aren't prioritizing the business. You're trying to be in more than one company at a time. And you're not showing up to things. So nothing is going to get better until you decide for it to get better and you decide to apply yourself with this business. Now, I will say, right now, my business is slower than it typically is. So if your volumes have dropped and you're starting to like, oh my gosh, it's normal. My volumes have also dropped. I can't speak for other leaders, but I will tell you, I know firsthand there's several other higher up leaders, their volumes have dropped tremendously. It happens sometimes. We're in I don't want to say a slow season because it's not a slow season. Like, I'm still signing plenty of people. The biggest way it's a slow season, though, is a lot of people aren't working right now because of the holidays, which is fine. You're all entitled to work your business how you want to work it. If that means taking longer breaks during holidays, go for it. Enjoy your family. That's why you joined to do this, right? Like, to have freedom of time. So, but that does reflect on the bigger organization that you're a part of. So just know that that's normal. The work that you're doing, October, November, and December, you're going to get paid out January, February, and March when all of the big promotions come and you are signing people left and right because you have a whole, not a list, you have a freaking book of people to talk to. Now, if you're like, crap, I haven't been working, start now. Getting a week of work in before 2021 is better than getting nothing in. 3 months is better than getting a week. A month is better than getting 2 weeks. 2 weeks is better than getting nothing. But a week is better than nothing is what I meant to say. Another thing that I would absolutely encourage y'all to do, watch the 90-day goal setting video, set your goals, and then show up on Monday to the dream board, party, Zoom, whatever you want to call it. Make yourself a dream board. I don't care if it's in a notebook like mine's going to be. Okay? It doesn't have to be fancy. So I will link all of that up at the top before this gets on. And then, yeah, so that was pretty much it. I know this was a longer one. But, again, I wish someone would have told me this when I started. Or not even when I started. The first couple bad Christmases we had. Our $5 Christmas was the reason I joined this. But I still didn't pull the trigger until a year and a half later. So, $5 Christmas and having my daughter in daycare, I guess. So, there's multiple reasons. But, money-wise, the $5 Christmas is what did it. Because it just showed me how easy it was. Didn't matter how decent our jobs were or the fact that we weren't broke. We weren't paycheck to paycheck. We still didn't have any money for extras if anything unexpected happened. And that scared the crap out of me. Because Christmas, okay, again, not a necessity, but it's something that I wanted to do for my family. What if that would have been, crap, we had, instead of a wedding to go to, we had an emergency and our water heater broke. I don't know how much those cost, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot of money. So now, instead of, oh crap, we don't have money for Christmas, it's, crap, we don't have money for my daughter's homeschooling curriculum next year. So I've got to throw her back in school, which I am avidly against. Just me personally, it's a whole other video. That would suck. And so I just opened my eyes to how easy it would be to have one emergency derail your entire plan. And how you just needed to have a safety net. And our safety net turned into our full-time income. And it can for you. Again, check out the income disclosure statement, all that good stuff. But commit. If you're in my downline and you want to work one-on-one, message me. I'll work one-on-one with you for the next 90 days. I'm doing that with a few people right now. I see a few people out here. Now, if you're brand new, you automatically get that until you don't want it for the first 3 months. So I see Angela on here. You're already stuck with me for a few months. So I'm going to be checking in. I've been checking in every few days, and that's just what I do. But if you're not new and you want to relaunch your business or you just need extra coaching, message me. Now, if you're not my downline, I can't do that for everybody. I don't have the time. But reach out to your upline and be like, hey, can you work with me for the next month or two and just help me with screenshots and conversations and all that stuff? Like, I guarantee someone will want to work with you. And if you don't have an upline, reach out to the upline above them, the upline above them. I work with April all the time. She's not my upline. My upline isn't even in the business anymore. So if you're in my downline and your upline has quit, yes, reach out to me, even if your upline hasn't quit. The only stipulations I have on that is, one, I can't even read my own handwriting. One, you do have to be in my downline, but two, your upline has to know about it and be okay with it, as far as if I'm not the one that directly signed you up. I'm working with, I don't see her on here, but Julie. I didn't sign her up, but she's working real close with me. She's very coachable. I'm excited to help her, and her upline knows that I'm working with her. Like, I'm not overstepping a boundary. I didn't go hunt her out. She came to me, and then I made sure that everyone was okay with it. So, anyways, bye guys. I hope this helped a little bit, and I'll talk to you later.